Hey everyone, happy day 3. So yesterday you heard from Brittany and the day before you heard from Keisha, two of my favorite people on the planet, and you're about to hear from so many more of my favorite people in the videos to come this week. So today we're going to talk to you about Shakeology, but first I'm going to give you a little intro into who I am. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Casey, and I live in the Lake Tahoe Reno area with my fiance Brian, our two dogs Roxy and Marlo, and we have a little girl on the way coming in January. So crazy, so exciting. So, a little backstory on me and how I got started. When I first signed up as a coach, I was actually a full time nanny of twins, and I was going to school at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, which is the health coaching program. And I met my upline on Instagram. I actually wanted nothing to do with Beachbody coaching. I thought it was a scam. I thought it was a pyramid scheme. I thought the people were salesy. There's no way I was going to work out at home, and this shake that they were drinking was probably not even that good. So when I met my upline on Instagram, I actually I don't even know, what drew me in was her picture. She looked fun, and then she had another one of the coaches on her team. I'm like, those girls look fun. Maybe I'm gonna give this Shakeology stuff a try because I've never really looked into it, and I probably should because I was making my own shakes at home and torturing my fiance out of a ton of the different things that are in Shakeology. So when I saw the ingredients, I geeked out. I tried the sample pack. I ordered a challenge pack. Didn't really want to be in a challenge group. Gave it a shot. Completely fell in love with the shakes, obviously. I liked the workouts and I loved the community. When my upline plugged me into the community, I was shocked at how awesome these girls were, how supportive they were, and just like how they were like building these businesses. And I was kind of like, what the heck, like these girls are doing this, I mean, maybe I can too. I don't know. There are a lot of like corporate girls, and I'm definitely like not. I'm a nanny. I am in school for health coaching. Like, don't know if this is gonna be my thing, but who knows? Might as well just give it a shot. So I didn't think this was gonna be my full time gig at first, and 2 years, about 2.5 years later, a year and a half, I don't even remember. I went full time. So here I am, full time coach. It's a huge blessing because this little girl is on the way and I get to stay home with her. How awesome is that? So, like I said, today we're going to talk to you about Shakeology. One, the reason why I signed up for to be a Beachbody coach, and so we're going to talk about what it is, why you need it, why it's important, and kind of objections and stuff that most people have. Because let's get real, we have all been there. So, what is it? And I do have some notes too, just because I don't want to forget anything, because I can be scatterbrained. What exactly is Shakeology? So, as we all know, it is a nutrient dense superfood shake. It is not a protein shake. It does have protein, it has a lot of protein in it, but we don't need protein in our diets. The average American doesn't need more protein. We don't need to be drinking straight whey protein powder. What we need is nutrients, because the majority of Americans are nutrient deficient. They're not protein deficient, because protein is literally in almost, I don't want to say everything because that's not true, but it's in so many things that are in our standard American diet. Um, so what so like that's kind of like the little simple, what is Shakeology? It's a nutrient dense superfood shake. That's something that somebody could easily Google and find out. But what's in it and why do we need it? So everything in Shakeology is put together by scientists and by experts. So they didn't just like what I used to do. I used to go to Whole Foods and I would grab all of the things that I would see on different like blogs, or I would learn about in nutrition school. I would grab all of these things and I would bring them home and put them, like whatever a serving size was, I would put them in my blender and make a shake. Not knowing if things would counteract each other, not knowing if certain things like went well together, how they would taste together. So we have these experts that are doing that stuff for us, because God only knows what, like we could have some crazy herbs that totally counteract each other and could make us sick, could do something bad to our bodies. Like, but we don't have to guess. We have a team of people who are doing that for us. So we have these people, these experts, who are finding these different herbs and supplements and foods like fruits and vegetables all around the world. And they're making sure that these things like vibe together, and they're putting them into a shake where all we do is just scoop it out, dump it into, our blender and blend it up, and it's going to help our bodies perform at the optimal performance that we need. And it's kind of like with a car. Like, you need to put oil in the car to get the car to run, right? And so Shakeology is kind of like our oil. Our bodies they're not going to blow up if we don't drink it, but they're not going to perform at the optimal level that we want them to. So, so that's kind of a gist of kind of what it is. And like I said, I used to go to Whole Foods, and I used to go and purchase all of these different powders and herbs and supplements, and then I would go in the produce section and I would grab, broccoli and cauliflower and apples and kale and and just a ton of different things, and I would put them in a blender. And for one, when I think about it, I'm like, I didn't really know what I was doing. And a lot of the times it tasted kind of weird. It wasn't yummy. And so I would do that. And then I went back after buying Shakeology and like seeing the price tag and kind of being like, okay, like that's a pretty big price tag, but I understand why. But like, I'm going to go back and I'm going to price out every single ingredient in Shakeology, and I'm going to see what it costs to get a lot of these things, and like kind of see what is available. And what I came up with, what I could find at Whole Foods, not including produce, just in the superfood section, was I would have spent over $700, you guys, on these supplements. And it was all pretty much 30-day serving, or 30 servings. So you think Shakeology is a 30-day, we have 30 meals in there. So if I were to purchase 30 servings of maca, of ashwagandha, of bilberries, of blueberries, of, like all these different things that we have in Shakeology, I would be spending over $700 if I wanted to do that by going and getting each item individually from Whole Foods. So when people tell me that it's expensive, I'm like, you clearly don't know what's in it, and so then you have to educate them. So like I said, it's a complete steal, and they really know what they're doing. We have the most incredible team. And what's really cool about the team of the Shakeology experts and scientists is they care so much about each batch. They literally check each batch of Shakeology, and if it is not up to standards, they will not send it to us. They will figure out what part of the shake is like the default, like the faulty part. I know that they took out acai a while ago because it wasn't up to their standards anymore where they were sourcing it from, and they couldn't find another good source that was up to their standards to put it back into Shakeology. So they send people all the time going to where they source all of these different ingredients to make sure that everything is up to par with what their standards are, because they don't want us consuming a product that is lacking in a certain nutrient, because they want us to see the value. They want to have the value themselves. So they watch their different farms and their different places where they source like a hawk. And they go there. They physically go to the location. They don't just have like Pablo down in Mexico who's like, yeah, no, this is good. It's fine. Everything's great. They go there and they make sure of it. So we're getting the best of the best of the best. And so like with that, why Shakeology? Obviously it is literally the best of the best of the best. I've searched up and down for different products that are similar. There are things that have some of the ingredients, but nothing has all of the ingredients. No, there are no companies who have the team that we do. There are no companies that care as much as ours does. There's nothing like it on the market. And like I said, I've checked. There are a lot of things on the market that have similar ingredients, but what you'll find is a lot of those companies, or a lot of those, like even if you go to Whole Foods and you get just like a basic like protein superfood blend, they're going to be lacking in certain areas. So you're going to have to make up for that in certain areas too. And then you're going to probably end up spending more than you would if you just were to stick with Shakeology. So there's that part. And then you guys, it's so freaking convenient. It is the most convenient thing ever. And it's way more convenient than getting up and going to a drive-thru. It's more convenient than, making superfood, like making your own shakes, because like I said, I've been there and I know that takes time. It's more convenient than juicing, and it has way more nutrients than juicing. The convenience factor is so key, and I'll kind of get into that with the objections. But it's convenient and it's healthy, and it is something that literally, in my opinion, every single person on the planet needs it. That's why my whole family drinks it. And so, yeah, so you are seriously like doing something amazing for your body by drinking this shake and helping other people find it too. And like I was saying with the convenience and talking about objections, you're going to get a ton of objections. You probably had objections yourself. And the main objection is the price. But when you really value the product a lot, and when you really to like your core value it, and you know why you love it so much, then it makes it a lot easier to explain it to others. But talking to someone, so say they say, Jessica, it's a little bit expensive. I don't really know if I can fit it in my budget right now. Well, you can talk to Jessica and you can ask her, okay, Jessica, totally understandable. Always, always, always relate to that person and say, I understand. I felt the same way too. And this is what I found. And so when you're talking to Jessica, maybe you let's say you love to go to the coffee shop and you spend like, $5-6 on coffee and then maybe like a breakfast. So maybe you're spending even more than that. Talk to her and be like, I eliminated that from my daily stop. I loved going to Starbucks, or I loved going to whatever, and I would get this from that place. Well, once I stopped going there and started drinking Shakeology, then I had room in my budget. When I stopped going out to lunch at work, then I had room in my budget. What I have found is I no longer crave XYZ. And so instead of, when I go to the grocery store, instead of buying, brownies or cookies or whatever it is, I now have a smaller grocery budget because I'm not spending my money on that junk food because I'm not craving it as much. And I'm not buying it for my family either. So it's a win-win for everybody. So you're going to have the price objections. Make sure that you're not like, oh, it is the best thing ever. Everybody should drink it. I can't believe that you think it's expensive. Always relate to them because they're never wrong, right? So relate to them, tell them how you felt before, and then tell them how you feel now and how you make it fit into your budget. And also, one thing you can talk about, and I know that people on this team have talked about it, is they have eliminated doctor's visits because they're healthier now than they've ever been. And so they're not going to the doctor and spending $50 for a copay. So there's that too, especially during during the holidays or during springtime when people tend to get those nasty colds. Another objection is I already have a shake. So talking to them, asking, I flat out will ask oh, okay, can you let me know what kind of shake you drink? And then they'll tell me, and you can always ask too if they have other supplements, and you can tell them oh my gosh, totally, you can say if you've tried that shake before, I tried that shake too. This is what I found. This is how I felt. This is what I found. And you can also just say flat out, like, if you want to join one of my groups, this is what we do. We do the challenge pack, which has the workouts and the shake, because like you can use the analogy, it's like shampoo without conditioner if you're not doing the two of them. So pairing the two of them, you know that this works well. This is a proven formula. We've all seen it work. We all know it works. So talking to them about their shake, making sure that you're not like bashing it, but also telling them why Shakeology is important and why people need it with to pair it with the programs. And we can go into detail too more if you have questions on that in the comments below. One that I get often, and I will tell you, before I started drinking Shakeology, one of my objections probably would have been, oh, I'm sorry, but I really like to chew my food. And I've gotten that one too, and I always giggle because, for one, like, everybody likes smoothies, everybody likes juices, everybody likes milkshakes. Like, come on. So I always tell people that's awesome. I totally love chewing my food too, but this is, for one, if you want a shake, this is freaking awesome. It tastes like a milkshake. It's amazing. But there are also a ton of other ways, from mug cakes to pancakes to waffles to candy bars to, I put it in my yogurt. Like, there are so many other things that you can do with the shake, so you're not just drinking it as with the powder, so you're not just drinking it as a shake. So if you have that I chew my food objection, you can always come back with, that's awesome, me too. This is what I found. We have a ton of resources on our team with a ton of different recipes, and there's always something different that you can do. And the last objection, I already eat healthy. That was another thing that I was like, you know what? Like, I already eat healthy. Like, I don't need this superfood shake. But again, there's the convenience factor. Okay, cool. People eat healthy all the time. That's awesome. But are you eating healthy every single day? And are you getting the nutrients that you need throughout the day? Because I don't care if Sally eats a kale salad for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is not her getting her nutrients in. This eliminates that problem. So Sally's going to feel freaking awesome, and she can still eat her kale salad. So I already eat healthy, totally understandable. This is super awesome because you can add this one into your healthy diet, healthy lifestyle, and you're going to feel even like 10 times better. And always tell people too what it's done for you, whether it's energy, or skin clarity, or like you feel better than you have in forever because you're actually like committing to the shakes and the workouts. Talk about why you thought that it was kind of like a joke at first, or whatever it is, however you felt before and how you feel now. Talk about that, but make sure to talk about what it's done for you. A lot of people have eliminated headaches and migraines and stuff from it. So definitely talk about all of that. But you guys, we seriously have the best shake on the planet, and I am not just saying that because I'm a coach. I fully, wholeheartedly believe it because I have done my research. There is no other company that I would ever in a million years be partnered with. So we're so freaking lucky. If you guys have any questions about Shakeology, or if you want to dive a little bit deeper, we have a lot of resources on this team in the files tab in the team pages. So definitely check those out. Thank you so much for listening. Have an awesome rest of your week, and get ready for all of the all of the other amazing speakers.